I haven't spoken about my ayahuasca experience before on this channel. It was an extremely intense experience. 2 weeks in the Amazon jungle with several ceremonies. And it was sometimes extremely scary and other times just a beautiful experience that was probably one of the most profound experiences of my life. And today I'm not going to talk about the whole experience. I'm not going to talk about the ceremonies and the traveling to Peru. I'm going to talk about a specific insight that came out of that whole experience. An insight that has really stuck with me, and I've since come to see how it aligns with ancient wisdom and Eastern philosophy and non-duality. If you do want me to talk more about the whole experience, then put a note in the comments and I'll make another video on that. During the experience, I perceived reality as consisting of two complementary energies. It came to me as the mother energy and the father energy. It wasn't linked to any specific gender, but it was two fundamental patterns of life itself. And I don't really know where these terms came from, mother energy and father energy. It's just what appeared to me during this experience. The mother energy is loving and caring and holding, and all it wants to do is to protect and to care for. And the father energy is harder and it's more realistic, and what it wants to do is to teach the lessons of life. Its purpose is preparation. It says that the world is real, the world is a difficult place, we will face hardships, and it's here to teach those lessons. And from a child's perspective, the father energy can seem less loving, but it comes from the same place as the mother energy. It comes from a place of love. And both of these energies come with their own problems. The mother energy can come with anxiety, because all it wants to do is to protect. And it can suffer from anxiety from that desire to protect and to care for, that love that clings, that finds it hard to let go. And the father energy, because it is so rooted in the real world and teaching the hard lessons, it can live life with a sense of doubt and faithlessness. So when the mother energy is too strong and it is full of anxiety, it can lead to overbearingness and this tendency to control. And the father energy, when it is too strong and it is full of doubt about the world being a good place and it's teaching the hard lessons of this is a hard, bad place to live and you have to deal with it, then it can become too hard, even abusive. And the antidote to both of these problems is love and finding more balance between the mother and the father energy. And I also saw how difficult it is when one person has to embody both of these energies. A single parent who has to carry the tenderness and the challenge. That requires immense energy and must be continually replenished with love. At the time, I thought that this was all about my own psychology, but I've come to see this pattern everywhere. In Taoism, there's the yin and the yang, where the yin is containing and nurturing and receptive, and the yang is active and structuring and penetrating. Not that one is better than the other, because one can't exist without the other. They complete each other, and each becomes destructive when isolated from the other. In society, we've come to associate yin qualities with femininity and yang qualities with masculinity. That's because the average woman tends to embody more yin and the average man tends to embody more yang. But averages are not rules. Everyone contains some balance of yin and yang. I know couples where the woman embodies more of the so-called father energy and the man embodies more of the mother energy, and they find balance between the two of them. It's a polarity, with yin or mother energy on one end and yang or father energy on the other end. And the same thing plays out in the wider society. You can see whole cultures swinging from being too controlling and too structuring and too focused on productivity, and swinging back in the other direction to be overly focused on comfort and safety and preservation. And again, life seeks balance, because that is how reality unfolds. What fascinated me was later discovering this same pattern in Buddhism. In Mahayana Buddhism, there is the teaching that form and emptiness are inseparable from each other. Emptiness is not nothingness, it is unbound potential. And form is appearance, structure, manifestation. You could say that emptiness has a yin quality, open, ungraspable, womb-like, while form has a yang quality, shaped, formed, particular. But form is emptiness, and emptiness is form. It's one living relationship. This brings us to non-duality, because the mother and father energy are not underlying truths. They are the first appearance of duality coming out of unity. It's the first way that one appears to be two. Before them, wholeness. After them, relationship, tension, learning. Many spiritual seekers fall into a subtle trap, either clinging to comfort or idolizing discipline. We want unconditional love without the challenge, or we want the truth without the tenderness. But reality doesn't work that way. Sometimes the world meets us with mother energy, and sometimes it meets us with father energy. And the suffering comes when we cling to one and reject the other. These energies show up in daily life, in how we speak to ourselves, or how we handle difficult situations. Do we collapse into comfort, or do we harden into control? Or can we find a balance so that we're letting both exist, held together by awareness? So during the ayahuasca experience, that is the state of reality that I saw. And then following that, I began to see it everywhere. In nature, in parenting, in love, in loss, in grief. And beneath it all, before the mother and the father, before the yin and the yang, before form and emptiness, there is something deeper, the knowing that allows it all to arise. If you'd like to hear more about my experience in the Amazon at the retreat center and that whole ayahuasca experience, then let me know in the comments and I'll make that video. If I've done that, I'll link the video here, but in the meantime, I'll link another video so you can continue your exploration of non-duality.